Warframe really raised the bar for free-to-play titles with the wealth of content put at the player's disposal, and the thrilling, action-packed multiplayer combat certainly doesn't hurt matters. Thankfully, there are many games that execute at least one ingredient of Warframe's recipe for runaway success incredibly well, so today on Game Rant, let's look at the best games like Warframe. First off, we have Helldivers 2. The cinematic gunplay of Helldivers 2 coupled with the complex mission structure makes this game an absolute blast to get through in every way. With the server issues slowly being rectified, more and more people can get into Helldivers 2 and see why this game is the perfect title for fans of action-packed third-person shooters. The tactical element of this title is surprisingly in-depth and adds another layer of gameplay to keep players invested in Helldivers 2 for the long haul. After that, we have Remnant from the Ashes. Remnant from the Ashes is a game that came out of nowhere and blew most people's minds with how engaging this title really was. The combination of third-person shooter gameplay with Souls-like elements made for a great time, and it's easy to see why so many people loved what the game had to offer. Featuring a wealth of challenging boss fights and some amazing co-op gameplay to boot, it's easy to see why Remnant from the Ashes was such a breakout hit. After that, we have Deep Rock Galactic. The premise of Deep Rock Galactic is pretty amazing. The idea of space dwarves going into hostile alien worlds in search of valuable materials while thwarting the many alien life forms that stand in their way makes for a great time that fans simply can't get enough of. Any fan of intense, rewarding, cooperative shooting action will love what Deep Rock Galactic brings to the table. After that, we have Returnal. The fact that bigger studios are trying to make their own games in the roguelike genre is a testament to how massive indie gaming has become, with Returnal being one of the very best games players can check out if they want to enjoy a AAA roguelike. Celine's attempt to try and escape the twisted loop she's caught in makes for a riveting time, especially with players slowly uncovering her own story as they make progress in her twisted adventure. Its kinetic movement and impactful gunplay also feel heavily reminiscent of Warframe, albeit from a different perspective. Next up, we have Borderlands 3. Borderlands 3 is, in many ways, the dystopian first-person version of Warframe. While Warframe has more melee weapon variety, Borderlands 3 has a more developed loot system unique to each player. Players see the same loot items as other players. If an item drops, both players can pick up one of two identical items. Whether players prefer the surreal space exploration setting of Warframe or the beaten-down future of Borderlands, both games are worth playing. After that, we have Tom Clancy's The Division 2. While the first Division was set in a futuristic, snowy New York City caught amid a global pandemic, The Division 2 introduced a more temperate climate. The Division received numerous patches after launch, so it might have been better if the devs stuck with the first game. The Division 2 has a unique loot system that is along the lines of Warframe. The gameplay is much slower paced than Warframe's, which can feel odd, especially since both are looter shooters. Following that, we have Diablo 3. When it comes to loot-based games, Diablo 3 is one of the biggest names. Diablo 3 is a top choice if players are looking for a fun and addictive gameplay loop coupled with a polished loot system. The Diablo series helped popularize loot-based games. With Diablo 4 making waves in the gaming landscape already, players who want to check out the modern state of the Diablo series will love what both titles have to offer. These dungeon crawlers are legendary for a reason and will keep players wanting more with each play session. Next up, we have Monster Hunter World. Some video games have a substantial grinding for experience points component that becomes the focus. Grinding for experience points can be fulfilling for players because it goes hand in hand with finding loot and playing with friends. Monster Hunter World is comparable to Warframe for a plethora of reasons. The quests are unique, but the act of questing is similar. Monster Hunter World, however, does not contain interplanetary travel, yet one easily can compare the two action role-playing games to each other. After that, we have Path of Exile. In a video game market filled with a string of Diablo copycats, Path of Exile is arguably the best of its kind. Warp into the grim component of Rayclast as players embark on a quest for revenge. This game was created by people who love to play video games. Path of Exile brings enough fresh content to make it relevant, yet it doesn't stray too far from the subgenre. It's a great game for Warframe fans who want to try out a title in a different genre, but with similar elements to invoke a sense of familiarity. Finally, we have have Destiny 2. Bungie's Destiny 2 might not have the free-flow motions that Warframe has, but both games do involve acrobatics. With a comparable loot system and gameplay, Warframe made strides before the first Destiny was released. Destiny 2 and Warframe allow players to travel to different planets and moons in our solar system. If players enjoyed Warframe, there's a great chance that they'll love Destiny 2 as well. So those were our picks for games that are similar to Warframe, but that we think you'll enjoy, and we hope you liked the video.